Hey everybody, it's Harriet Duncan here, and today I'm going to be getting you ready for the weekly lenses call on Monday. So, what I'm going to be doing is talking about the lenses process so you're really clear on what you need to have completed by the time you hop on the Monday call, which is really, really exciting. Now, myself, Chris, and the team, we utilize lenses because we see it as one of the easiest ways to ensure that you stay A, in tension with what it is that you want to create in your life, and B, that you actually follow through with the action needed to achieve the goals you set. Okay? So we're all about creating successful humans, and whatever program of ours you're in, we would like you to utilize lenses to ensure that you get the most from your life. Like if this is just a thing that you utilize in your relationship and implement there, then absolutely you'll see change. If this is a thing that you implement and utilize as a tool in your business and strategy, sales and marketing for your company, there is no limit to you. You can be completely unstoppable. So let's go through what lenses really is. Now, I like to describe it, and everyone describes it differently, but the easiest way to describe lenses, the process to create results, is just like a telescope. The things that are really far, far out in the distance are what you see when you look through the telescope all the way at the end. They're kind of small, but you know where you're going. And everything all the way down to the planning and solitude, daily intention, and today, that is literally what is in front of you. That's like when you put your eye on the telescope, when you go to one of those lookout points and you see through the telescope all the way to the end. The thing that's the daily intention today, planning and solitude, is literally what's right in front of your eye. So lenses is important. It's important for you achieving your goals, but it's mainly important that you see your program through to the end. So here's how we work lenses. Let's begin. At the top of the lenses sheet in front of you with the screen that I'm sharing right now, you will see vision, inspiration, someday goals. This is the big direction that you're headed. This is the someday I would love to create. But beneath that, we have the long-term directional objectives that are for 1 year. What we do is we take that vision. Say, for example, you want to create a multi-million-dollar company that's put on the stock exchange. Great. So the long-term directional objectives that you're going to meet for the next year are going to bring you closer to meeting that outcome. Maybe you're single and your vision, inspiration, someday goal is that you want to have a loving family, an amazing husband or wife, and a loving family life where you build your own eco-friendly home and you live out your days there in paradise. Right? Long-term, inspirational, visionary goal. Someday, big pie in the sky. So an objective that's long-term directional for the next year, if you're single, might be to sharpen your dating skills. It might be to begin dating. It might be to have 20 dates, meet 20 women, and understand the opposite sex a lot better. Who knows, right? Now, when it comes to you and what you're doing, you're going to break down what makes the most sense to get started in the first year that's really long-term directional. You're looking in the direction of your long-term goal, but what can you objectively implement for the next year to get you there? Okay. Next thing that's really important, once we've got that long-term directional objective for the year, we want to be thinking, okay, so we've got 365 days. Let's go, right? You're going to be thinking, okay, so what's the short-term directional targets that I can achieve over the next 90 days? It's absolutely imperative that you look at that list for 1 year and you decide, okay, understanding that life is sometimes a J-curve, like Chris talks about quite a bit, you will understand that there's going to be some short-term direction that you need to take for the next 90 days to get to where it is you want to be in that vision, inspirational, someday goal. Now, for some, when it comes to business, for example, if your long-term directional objective for the year is to run your digital marketing company, your short-term directional goal may be to open a business account. It may be to get your first 10 clients. It may be to understand the program in depth. You are going to be able to compute some targets that will allow you to understand what you've got to get done in the first 90 days so you can really move forward to those year goals. Okay, so the 90-day goals are done every quarter. We do them the most available day, you may say, at the beginning of the month. For example, this month, we would have done it on the first Monday of the month, because that is when you need to be getting clear on the last quarter of the year. October, November, December, last 3 months, right? We've got 4 quarters that are in the year. The first being January, February, March. the second being April, May, June, and so forth. So once you've got your 90-day goals, it becomes very simple, because what you need to do now is be looking just like Russian goals. Okay, that's the big idea, into the smaller idea, into an even smaller idea, into an even smaller idea. You need to be looking at what you decide to do, what you actually will do over 90 days. You need to decide for yourself, okay, so what are my calculated goals that I'm going to achieve over the next 30 days that mean, I'm going to get towards the 90-day goals and, in truth, get towards my 1-year goals, but really meet that visionary, inspirational someday goal, okay? Now, one of the things that we do every 7 days that you'll be doing on the Monday call is a weekly report and review, which is getting real good perspective on what happened last week, what went well, what do you need help with, where are you stuck? And also the 7-day plan, the weekly planning, what we could do and what we will do over the next 7 days. Very important, because if you begin the month and you've got certain tasks that you need to do over 30 days, well, then it should be clear you need to farm out at least 4 weeks worth of stuff for you to be getting done so you can achieve the 30-day goals. I mean, you might realize that you're having 2 weeks off in the middle of it. Okay, so basically you need to divide your list in two and make sure it's attainable that you can achieve everything before the month is over. Very clear. Now, what I do each week, once I've done my weekly review and I've put in my plan for the week, at the beginning of every day, every single day, I'm looking over the weekly plan and I'm deciding what I'm going to do for that day. Because every day you may have some things booked, picking up the kids from school, you've got a hair appointment, maybe you've got some business calls, some sales calls, some fulfillment calls. You need to be deciding when you can fit in your logo design. You need to be deciding when you're going to fit in your first coaching client. You need to decide what can actually fit in with what you have. For example, some days you have more availability than others. I know for me, everyone loves booking on Mondays, and I know Mondays is kind of a meeting day. At Fast Track, we call it Meetings Monday, because we're going to be in a lot of meetings on Mondays because people are ready to go and they want to start the week off with their goals. Okay? Now, as you will see in your personal lenses, each day we have our rituals too. We have our intention, what we're really excited about and how we're going to energize the day. For example, smashing it. For example, our intention for the day might be to complete everything I start. We choose 3 top things that we're committed to doing that day. For example, if you've got a really busy afternoon with family things and you've only got 3 hours, you need to decide on 3 things that you can get done that you're 100% certain that can happen before you have to go on to those other commitments. Or maybe you just have a top 2. And then we have another space on that page that literally describes any discomfort that you have, so you can list it. And over the week, when you do your weekly review, you can notice, okay, where was I stuck? You don't have to make up where you were stuck. You can see, okay, I was stuck on cash flow. Okay, I was short on time. Okay, I never completed the things that I'd begun. You are able to see the patterns over the week that you really fall into. And then also on that page, you will see we have a to-do section. To-dos are the great things that pop out throughout the day that you need to get done that may not fit in the day, but you will get to if you can. And then on the reverse of the page, you will see, what are you grateful for today? Because every day is a journey. Every day is a day closer to that vision, inspirational someday goal. And you need to be in gratitude along the way. Okay, so let's look at the next page, creating your vision. So as you saw here, we've got our vision, inspiration, someday goals. This is that page. So when you're creating your vision, what you need to be considering is, who is it that you want to help? Maybe you want to help hairdressers get more leads into their business. Maybe you want to help NLP practitioners have more clients. Maybe you want to help rehabilitate horses. Who knows? There's always a certain person that you want to help, and Fast Track completely advocates that you should have one target avatar that you go after. You might be getting on a few different case studies, but that's just business owners. Don't get yourself confused thinking that you're going after many, many different people. You're helping them get leads, right? So you want to find the business owners. So let's fill this in. Who is it that you want to help? I want to help mums who are 30 to 40 lose post-baby body weight. What is it? Who is it that you want to help? Now, the next box over, and you might want to pause me if you're still thinking there, because I'm going to go fast here, because you should know some of this. This is about you and your life. The next box over, you'll see the change we want to make is, and I got started on it on the box before. For example, if you're working with gym owners, the change that you may want to make with them is have them be less stressed and have more leads. If you're helping mums who are feeling overweight, you want to create the change for them to feel completely energized and get back to their, post-baby or post-wedding weight. What is the change that you want to make in your client? You see, great businesses make great money when they provide great transformations, and yours is no exception. So decide what the changes you want to make, even if it's something simple, like allow women to walk away from the hair salon with amazing hair and feel like they can take on the world. It doesn't need to be leads. If you're not doing digital marketing or you're not in the speaker training, maybe you're in a different program, maybe it's just make the world a better place for those around you via mindset. Who knows? Now, on the next page, the next box, you'll see the words, we will help them buy. So how are you going to help your person? Are you going to provide your consulting skills when it comes to marketing? Are you going to run contests? Are you going to provide them with relaxing massage services? Are you going to help them buy your coaching services? Are you going to help them buy online programs? Are you going to help them buy retreats? What is the way that you are going to help your client? We will help them buy. For example, Fast Track helps our clients by having digitally recorded programs where they can consume content. We also help them by providing 2, 3, and sometimes even 5-day live events where they can get into action and get their butt kicked so they can make things happen. Or maybe do you help them by keeping them accountable? Some of our programs, our clients get coaching calls, personal, one-on-one. And if that's you, then amazing. You are going to get so many excellent results from Fast Track. Now, on the next box over, you'll see we will know when we are successful when. Remember, this is your long-term vision, inspirational someday goal. This is way out in the future. So how do you know when you're successful? Is it like Fast Track, do you want to get 500,000 downloads? Do you want to make $1 million in property? What is it that you want to do? How will you actually know you're successful? For some people, it's starting a foundation. For some people, it's helping homeless. Because maybe it's about creating an excellent business, but because you've created that excellent business, you're able to send all of your 5 children to private school. How will you know when you are successful? Super important. Now, on the next page here, and remember, as I said before, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause me, rewind me, come back to me. I'm totally fine with that. On this page, you will see the long-term directional 1-year objectives. Now, these are really imperative because this is going to be what we're going to be working from to understand what we've got to get done over the next year. Now, firstly, in the very first box at the top, you'll see what financial number would prove that you had a great year. I want you to be really goddamn down to earth and realistic here, because this is what we're going to expect from you and also get you to do. So let's put something down that feels realistic. If you've made $0 the year before and the year before that in business, then it's maybe not a great idea to say 10 million this year. Does that make sense? Be realistic about what's possible. If you've just picked up a brand new business, understand that you're going to have to learn the skills and get started. If you've never been in sales, for example, understand that in a lot of our programs, you're going to be selling something and that might be new to you. So anticipate who you are, what you already know, and what you might need to know to get to the end result. So what financial number would prove to you that you had a great year? This isn't your wife. This isn't your mom, your dad, your child. This is what financial number would prove that you had a great year. You, no one else, okay? So when you're picking this, make sure it's something that you are willing to hold yourself to and that you're willing to make happen. And also, we need to break it down. So let's just say, for example, I'm going to use digital marketing. Let's just say you want to make, and you would feel really great about making 100K for the next year. Let's just say that's a good example. So if you want to make 100 grand over the next year, Australian dollars, we need to be thinking, okay, So if for each 3 months I charge someone, I don't know, $5,000, how many does that make that you need to sell? So over the year, let's just say, for example, you are going to sell evenly each month. Let's just say, maybe December's quiet, but May's really busy. Who knows, right? So what you would do, you'd go to your calculator, you type in 100,000, you divide it by 5,000, and you get 20 clients, okay? And you'll just take the 20 clients, divide it by 12, and that's basically 2 clients on average a month. Okay, it says 1.6 reoccurring 7, but I don't think you've ever met 0.6 of a person, and I never have, so let's just be realistic here. And if you're going to say you're going to make 2 $5,000 sales a month, that's going to be 120 grand, because remember, some of them may drop off. You might not have all of them stick with you. They might change their mind. So when you're finding out what financial number would prove that you had a great year, feel free to just put 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, put in what makes sense to you. And if you know what product you're selling and you're really clear on that, break it down into what you're going to do each month. Let's go absolutely granular on this. Let's get, as Scotty would say, granular and super detailed. Okay? Now you've got your financial number, you'll see in the box below, it says 1 year from now, what would prove that you had moved towards your vision? See, in the page before, let me click back there, we talk about creating your vision, who we're helping, the change we want to make is. We will help them buy. We know when we are successful where. What actually needs to happen a year from now to prove that you've moved towards that vision? For example, maybe if you have made your 100,000 and you've become a digital marketing certified client of Fast Track, maybe you will be certified. That would mean you've moved towards your vision. You've got your certificate in the mail. Hooray! Maybe it is that you are able to give up your full-time job. Maybe you're able to go part-time. Maybe you're able to have your husband or wife work 50% less hours now. They can stay at home and look after the kids half the time. Or maybe they can stay at home and ride motorbikes half the time. Who knows? But for you, not your husband or wife or partner or father or mother or child, daughter or son, what 1 year from now will prove that you have moved towards your vision? What's actually going to prove that? What's going to happen? For some people, they want to make $1 million, let's just say it. What's going to really prove they've moved towards the vision is going to be they've employed some staff. They've had to have someone support them on getting there. So if you go ahead and fill that in, maybe give me a pause so you can write, or if you've got what you want to put in there and you're feeling really clear, let's move on. So creating your 90-day targets, really exciting. And this is where it gets super, super fun. So over the next 90 days, we want to be thinking about what it is we need to really get done. If you're brand new to business and you know you've got some big financial numbers there and you've got some big things that you want to achieve, retiring a partner, having a partner go full-time, bringing on staff, you know that you need to get into action. So an easy way to do this is really be thinking about what the 2 energies are that really need to move you forward. We've got 2 objectives here. It's always really nice to keep things super simple, and then we are able to break down what we want to have. For example, you could choose one objective of creating your online program. Let's just say you're in the speaker training and maybe you're a coach and you're creating your own program. Now, objective 2 might be something simple like, let's just say, for example, building a funnel and running some traffic. So getting your first sales on board, beginning your pipeline. So if objective 1, let's just say, for example, is starting your program, you need to ask yourself the question in the box underneath objective 1. The first one reads, what could you do? That's right. What could you do in the next 90 days to move your 1-year objective? This isn't to say you're going to do everything. This is just what you could do so you can start thinking about it, okay? Because you need to be having your awareness focused on all of the things, all of the possibilities that are out there, okay? So you're going to list all the things. Okay, I need to decide and discover on all of my content. I got to piece it all out, break it all down, and start recording it. I need to create the worksheets. Maybe you need to decide on what technological platform you're going to use. Is it Kajabi? You need to maybe decide on if you're going to do it yourself or you're going to have someone else do it. You need to decide, are you going to edit your own videos, have someone else do it? You need to decide, are you going to create subtitles? You need to decide what colors you're going to utilize. What is the branding going to be for your product? What's the name going to be for the product? You need to probably do some market research on what needs to be in the product. You might need to invest in some reporting gear. There's so many things that you could do in the next 90 days to move you towards your 1 year objective. So when you look to your objective 2, you will see it says the same thing. What could you do in the next 90 days to move towards your 1 year objective? Let's just say, for example, we utilize the one that I put forward. You want to design your first funnel. You want to run traffic and close your first sales. You may need to learn sales. You may need to understand how to close a person. You may need to understand how to create a terms and conditions enrollment agreement. You may need to create a sales page. You will need to create a lead page, a funnel. You may need to create a checkout. You may need to connect your bank up. You may need to open a business. There are a lot of things that you could do in the next 90 days to get that done. The list goes on. Facebook ads, you might need to create some Facebook images. You may need to write ad copy. You may need to research ad copy. It goes on and on. Now, once you've unpacked objective 1, what you could do, and objective 2, what you could do, you need to decide what you've got on in the next 90 days and what you're actually going to do. For example, you've got a 3-week holiday to, I don't know, Hawaii. You need to take that into account. What if you're having house renovations that mean when you're there during the day, there's going to be heaps of noise and you've got to be involved? You need to understand and decide on what you will do in the next 90 days. This is what are you absolutely like the hell of high water could come, but you're still making it happen over the next 90 days that's going to get you towards that 1 year objective. I want you to commit and decide right now what you are going to do in the next 90 days to get there. On the examples that I gave, I drew out a long list of everything that I could do in each objective. Now you're going to decide what you will do in the next 90 days, because you may have some extra stuff that you need to do, and that's going to come on the next page. But out of these 2 objectives that are going to take you towards your goal, because for me, I use the example of a digital marketing student who is just getting started. I utilize a really easy example, someone who needs to create a program, and then objective 2, which is just a person who needs to create a funnel so they can get leads into themselves. So you should finish this page and you should have writing all in here of all the things that you could do. You should have writing all in here of what you could do for objective 2. Then once you're complete, you will have decided what you are absolutely committed to over 90 days. Okay? Now, next thing and the final thing from me here until I see you or you see Rochelle or someone in the team for your weekly call, the Lenses call, you need to get clear on what you're going to do over the next 30 days. So let me use the first example again. So creating 30-day goals. This is really important because we're going to calculate what it is that we want to really achieve as the outcome here. Now you'll notice we utilize the same languaging. What could you do in the next 30 days to move towards the 90-day target? What will you do in the next 30 days to move towards the 90-day target? Now, you may have the target of, let's just say, you want to have 2 sales. I want to get 2 sales in the bag. So what you'll do is you'll go back to this page, you'll see everything on this list, and you'll cherry pick and decide, out of all of those things, what's going to make it into the what you could do. Hey, hell, for some of you, it might be almost all of it. Maybe you really got to move some mountains to get some action happening, and let's go is what I say. But what are you going to bring with you onto this side here that you could do? Okay, what out of that are you going to choose and get done? And once you've filled that in and gotten really clear on that, you need to come over to this box here and you need to decide what you're going to get done over the next 30 days, from the first of the month to the last day of the month. What are you going to do and get done to make sure that you're moving towards these targets that you set here, to ensure that you're moving towards these objectives here so that you know you're moving towards that real badass vision. This is the Lenses process, and we're really, really passionate about it because we feel if you begin with an excellent vision, that will lead to really good 1 year outcome objectives that you want to create, that will lead to really excellent objectives that mean you meet this. That will lead to you having a really excellent month. An excellent month will lead to, guess what? An excellent week. We utilize the same process. So on the weekly call, you will need to bring with you completed creating your vision, creating your 1-year objectives, 90-day targets, and sometimes your 30-day goals. So if you're on the second week of the month, you'll be bringing your 30-day goals. And if not, if it's the first week of the month, you'll be creating this on the call. Now, once you've got this, for example, the next call that you may be on, there's a 25% chance that it might be the 30-day goals, but why don't you just get ahead of the game, right? Each week, we're going to be working with you to complete this document first. Let me just scroll down. We're going to be completing your weekly review. So what you'll do is you'll have all of the days, the daily plan, which is these 2 sheets, the intention in your business, your top 3, where I was uncomfortable yesterday. You'll be looking at all of these sheets here, where you're uncomfortable, what you got completed, how many to-dos there were. And you'll go to the weekly review and you'll write what went right. What was the momentum towards your targets and goals? Where do I need support to move forward? Clear constraint in the ways of targets and goals. So you'll get that completed on the Monday call. And then what will happen is we'll be looking at your weekly commitments. And like most people, you will either have the 30-day complete or you'll have the 90 days complete. You'll be going back and you'll be looking at what it is that you said you're committed to. But we'll also be asking what you have on. What's going on for you? What's going on for your relationships this week? What are you doing for your health? What could you do this week that you're going to fit in? Fast Track has everyone in their team utilize lenses, and we believe that you should too. You, and if you have one, your team also. So that's the lenses process. I cannot wait to see you on the Monday call. Bring the pages that you need, have them with you. You're going to need this one, creating your vision, your 1-year objectives, 90-day targets, and quite possibly your 30-day goals. I would suggest to just get them done, the 30-day, because then each one you're just figuring out what to do each week. This is going to mean that you can move forward with ease and grace into the program. It's also going to mean that you make time for you. We get that you're a holistic being. So here you will see each week we ask you about you, because there's more to life than just business. There's also relationships, health, finances, and many other areas. And we need to make sure that you are actually moving towards all of your goals. So without further ado, remember you can go back, listen to this again. Maybe you want to listen to it a second time, slower, and really go through and put in all the detail that you need. I cannot wait to see you succeed. I cannot wait to see you use lenses. Jump on the weekly call or listen to the recording and help us to help you get your results. Talk soon. This is Harriet Duncan showing you the lenses process. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye for now.